Power Clutch by Muller. I've also got a 1-finger clutch up top and a brand new clutch cable. So between these 3 things, this should be smooth as silk. Okay, let's do a little comparison of this Muller Power Clutch and stock Harley-Davidson. So we've got the Muller side here, and we've got the Harley-Davidson side here, stock side. You can see there are some noticeable differences. This has an area for a snap ring here. So that's gonna snap ring on that side of that, which this one here, they do not connect that way. They just sit. The depth difference here, this is the stock Harley-Davidson one, is significant. And then the depth here on the Muller aftermarket one really is not. So the idea behind that is when these ball bearings are in there, their influence on the depth of the clutch when it's pulled. That's a huge difference. Same thing on these sides here. Look at those. You can even see this is cut away here, and this is not. And look how deep that dish is, and how shallow these little dishes are. So there's your differences. So we finally got the correct power clutch in. The last one was for a completely different model. Got the right one. We're gonna go ahead and install it today. Got little notes on the bike reminding me fluids and filters and everything else need to get replaced. Amsoil fluid, tools, transmission fluid, primary fluid. If all goes well today, we'll be finishing up this clutch job. Got the hand controls put together. So we'll get this thing put together today. Open up this rack for another bike, another build, possibly another customer bike. All right, let's get to it. now that we have the Muller Power Clutch installed on the other side, we've got the Motion Pro clutch cable installed. We've also got the new one-finger pull clutch lever installed up top. So at this point, where we're at is adjusting the clutch. So what I'm going to do is back out the clutch nut. So the tools you're going to need are an 11/16 socket and your Allen key that fits in there. Now, oftentimes there's tools sold that go over this nut and allow for the Allen key to be in there, but I've found that just using a socket works just fine to loosen that up. Now, that came off pretty easy. They don't need to be locked down that tight. So now that we've got that off, got our clutch cable completely collapsed, the clutch adjustment. This should not be bound up. This shouldn't be stuck. This should be able to move freely in here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this Allen key, turn this until it's lightly seated, which will look something like the weight of the Allen key will seat it. So now you can go further, but that's putting too much pressure on the clutch. So the weight of the Allen key, just like that, is considered lightly seated, okay? So once you're lightly seated with this, what you're gonna do is back it out, according to the manual, a half turn to a full turn. What we're gonna do is go ahead and seat this nut back onto it. Be sure not to move this adjustment. I've made a little mark on there so I know exactly where it's at. So this should screw all the way down. Just do it hand tight to start. Once you get it hand tight, from what I've found in the past, these adjustments don't move by using a socket. All right, now that that's tightened down, our clutch is set. Next, we're gonna go ahead and adjust the clutch cable according to the one-finger clutch pull lever. Okay, here we have our clutch cable. It's completely collapsed down. We're gonna go ahead and adjust this out according to the play in our clutch lever. The way you do that is simply screw this out to expand the housing of the clutch cable. And what you want is about the thickness of a quarter up top where your clutch cable enters your clutch perch. Now what we're gonna do is fill up our primary with our Amsoil Pure Synthetic V-Twin primary fluid. Takes about 1 quart. There's a fill area here cut out. After you put your primary fluid in, you've tested your clutch, you know everything's operating correctly, go ahead and throw your derby cover back on. Muller Power Clutch installed, new clutch cable installed, and one-finger clutch pull lever installed. All new fluids. I'm gonna go ahead and do an oil change and replace the oil filter while we're here so that all new fluids and all new filters and cables and levers are done. All right, we'll go ahead and get this bike buttoned up and take it on a shakedown ride. My favorite part. does it for this 2016 FXDLS. We installed a Muller Power Clutch, a new clutch cable, 1-finger clutch lever. Just took it on a shakedown ride, and it's running great. So, thanks for watching, and now you've seen how. I hope it helps. All right, catch you guys later.